Hello and welcome to Angry Andy Reviews. I hope you're all doing okay. This is my review for The Invisible Man. After the disastrous release that was The Mummy, that magical Tom Cruise led remake of the entertaining and much loved film of the same name starring Brendan Fraser, the subsequent planned shared monsterverse, as it were, almost fell apart as quickly as it was created. And at the time, a planned Invisible Man film starring Johnny Depp was touted as sort of the continuing chapter in the Marvel-inspired shared universe, alongside other films like Bride of Frankenstein and a possible Wolfman film. Now, the sheer colossal failure that was The Mummy ended all that. Probably for the best, but who knows? Classic Universal monster movies have their charm, and they are revered as cinema greats in many cases. Who really knows what could have been? And here is where the release of The Invisible Man comes into play. The sole survivor, it seems, of that catastrophic collapse that was Universal's great master plan. So, starring Elizabeth Moss of Mad Men and A Handmaid's Tale fame, The Invisible Man sheds the complete idea of a wider, shared, connected universe, and instead focuses on everything that The Mummy forgot about. That is, character and horror. The Invisible Man works, for the most part, due to its commitment to its own absurdity, whilst oddly finding levels of grounding in reality that are, at face value, seemed like a huge challenge. And to be frank, Elizabeth Moss is key to all of it. She sells every aspect of the nightmare that her character faces. Her reactions and her motivations create tension and doubt in equal measure. Is she truly being pursued by an unseen force, or is everything that she is experiencing just pure psychosis after years of mental and physical torture? That's the question the film poses. And Elizabeth Moss expertly navigates the complexities associated with all of that, and indeed domestic violence, something that we have seen her grapple with before, especially within The Handmaid's Tale. Here, everything is much more acute, focusing on control and manipulation, a factor that utterly and truly enhances the threat and the fear of isolation that she experiences and that her character experiences. Her claims seem all the more absurd as the film progresses, with her allies lost between wanting to believe her and seeing her as utterly delusional, which in some ways heartbreakingly echoes the sad truth that many abuse claims simply go unanswered. And the director, Lee Wannell, and his cinematographer, Stefan Duskio, I do apologise if I haven't said that correctly. If you're watching, Stefan, oh, it's Stefan, not Stephen, oh dear, definitely in trouble. They cleverly craft scenes and shots that reinforce every single aspect of that tension and that doubt, creating long sequences whereby the camera simply hangs in an empty room, focusing on absolutely nothing, or indeed something unseen. Even long after the characters have left the shot, the camera simply hangs on that particular frame and doesn't move. Very clever. It is very clever, and it's simple. So simple, yet effective. And it creates a level of doubt in its audience. You are deliciously left waiting for something to happen at all times. There are moments when you question yourself as well, which only enhances the active experience you gain from the film. Did that thing over there just move? Is there an imprint in that chair over there? Is he hiding under that sheet right behind her? You know, the creators and indeed the cast clearly had a lot of fun within this production, and that transfers to its audience as well. There are several little nods to the classic look of The Invisible Man, which I really enjoyed. There is a mannequin wearing a fedora in one particular scene, just standing there in the dark. I absolutely crapped myself when it appeared on screen. And there is a hospital patient completely wrapped in bandages staring directly at Elizabeth Moss, and it speaks volumes to the creative's passion and love of the project, and indeed the history of the character itself. Now, in an effort to avoid spoilers, I will try to be careful here, but once the inevitable reveal and reality of it all sets in, the cast gamefully embrace the craziness of battling the unseen villain. And although it gets increasingly ridiculous and indeed somewhat spoils the tension in the final portion of the film, it ramps up the fun. And the semi-twist is welcome, to be fair. And the ending feels justified and somewhat strong as well, given exactly what happens, which just continuously gets more and more ridiculous. But coming back to Elizabeth Moss, she is the driving force of the entire film, from the first frame to the last, and her journey is very credible and very intense. And okay, it's not perfect. Like I said, the final third of the film does kind of give way to the horror in favour of, more thrillerist action scenarios, which, had to happen. It has to happen. You can't do the entire film without having some form of reveal in this situation. But it is a strong horror thriller, and it is well worth your time, and a film that it was really sting for Universal Studios and that whole Monsterverse idealist idea they had planned, because this film is so much better than The Mummy was, because it gets everything right that The Mummy got wrong. Like I said, character, tension, fear, horror, the classic Mummy film, the one before Brendan Fraser even, because that was obviously a remake, that had a lot of fear and tension in it. It's blending of both, and this one does right. This film does it all right. I will give The Invisible Man an 8 out of 10, and I would highly recommend you see it. If you've got plenty of time on your hands. It is on Amazon, I believe, as a rental, so, give it a watch. Let me know what you think. Okay, that's it for today, guys. There are other reviews coming, of course. I will try and keep active. I will try and enunciate a bit better. I seem to be stumbling over a lot of words recently. But yes, I will keep it going. So, let me know what you think in the comment section down below. Give the video a like if you liked it. If not, move along. And subscribe to the channel if you so wish. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.